Adi, can you take this presentation to the start of the screen? All right, all right, all right. Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for joining. Tenacious here. You guys are in for a treat today. I got my tea going. I try to take a little bit break from coffee. So I got my tea ready to go. Hope you all are ready. Please, if you don't mind, drop in the chat where you're joining us from. Today I'm in my studio, so you all are in for a beautiful treat today. The last time we had a conversation, I was traveling, but today I made sure I got myself in my office so that we can have a robust conversation here today. So please, if you don't mind, drop in the chat where you're joining us from. I'm joining in from Charlotte, North Carolina. Oh, we got somebody from South Africa. Nice. This is worldwide, guys. New York, Tampa, Florida. We have people joining from all over the world, guys. This is going to be amazing, amazing. Just seeing people joining from all over the place get me excited, guys, because we're going to be having a lot of robust conversation here, and we're going to be learning about a lot of stuff you've not seen before. This is the first time you're joining the Exact Capital community and presentation and things that we do in our community. You are in for a treat for sure. Also, Norway. Wow, wow, that's amazing. Beautiful, beautiful, guys. Thanks for joining. We're going to give it a couple of minutes. It's 2:02, probably at 2:05. We're going to kick it off, and you'll get into our world. Today, we're going to bring you into our world for you to understand what we got going on here at Exact Capital for sure. So let's give it a couple of minutes for more people to join us, and then we will kick off what we got in stock for you all today. Right? All right, all right, all right. Yeah, we got people dropping in. Yeah, keep dropping in where if you're just joining us right now. I see people are trickling in. Please, you know, drop in the chat where you're joining us from. We'd love to know where you're joining us from, because people join into this conversation from all over the world, and we want to make sure we share the information such that if no matter where you're joining us from, you're able to understand what we're talking about. Okay. So thank you for joining. Definitely looking forward to the conversation. Again, guys, if you're just joining, please join us, share with us your city and country or state where you're joining us from, and welcome to the conversation today. All right, we have Lagos, Nigeria. Nem Apan, Lagos, Nigeria. Nice, nice. Please, thank you for joining, everybody. Thank you for joining. Maryland, Tutu, Maryland. Thank you for joining, Tutu. Definitely looking forward to having this conversation with you guys. Guys, as I go through this presentation, drop your question in the chat. We're going to make sure we address all of them. Guess what? If I don't have the answers for your to your questions, I got my partner on the line. Leslie, he's on the line. He's my lifeline. Leslie, I don't know this one. Please come and help me. So definitely drop your question as we go through the presentation. We're going to definitely make sure I answer all your questions and stuff. So we have 1 minute before we kick it off. Um, Thank you all for joining. Thank you all for joining so much. You can be anywhere in the world, but you being here means a lot to us. So Abimbola from Sweden. Nice. Today we have people joining us from all over the world, guys. This is amazing, guys. This is amazing. All right, all right, all right. It's about to be 2:05, and I'm gonna kick it off here. Let me go to full screen. Yeah, we got more people dropping us conversation on where they're joining us from. So beautiful, guys. All right, it's 2:05, so I'm gonna kick it off again. While as I'm going through this, I'm probably going to be not going to be seeing the questions as they come in. But if you have them, please drop them in the chat. I'm going to make sure we address every question that come in by the end of this presentation today. Like I said, today you all are in for a treat. I'm in my studio, have good lighting, mic check, everything is good. So let's kick it off. So, if you're just meeting us for the first time, right? And you heard about us from a friend, you saw the message on LinkedIn, on Facebook, on Instagram, or anywhere, and you're wondering what this is all about. Just give us a couple of minutes and you understand why people continue to build wealth in America using a certain instrument that today you have access to. For disclaimer purposes, please, this information here is for information purposes only. It's for the offering that we're doing here is for accredited investors only. Please, if you if you have any question, let us know. We are not soliciting any kind of investment from you today for you to buy any securities. But please, if you have questions, talk to your security advisors, and then we'll make sure we address any questions that you have as it shows up. So, who is this for today? If you belong to one of these people that I'm about to show up right now on the next slide, then this particular presentation is for you. If you are somebody that have heard about retirement and you've heard the saying that you have to wait till you're 65 and a half years old to retire. And then when you retire, you go to the beach and then you go see cocktail. You're thinking about retirement and it becomes overwhelming. There are some reasons why that is. As you can see here from the stats, 64% of America will retire with less than $10,000 saved up. 78% of Americans will live paycheck to paycheck. A lot of us, we work really hard for our money. We take care of our obligations. We don't want a situation where we get to retirement age, we have to live paycheck to paycheck. And they tell you you have to save. But when savings come to your mind, when investment comes to your mind, it becomes very cumbersome. Meaning, what the hell am I going to be doing? How am I going to go ahead and invest? What am I going to invest in? Right? And a lot of times, with all of this information in your mind, with all of this complexity, you freeze. You don't know what to do. Right? So, if you're scared of one, lack of knowledge and expertise when it comes to investing, worry not. Because today we're going to be having conversations about how knowledge and expertise should not be a gap towards you taking steps towards saving for your future or investing in your future. If you're thinking about, man, how am I going to learn about all this information about investing? How am I going to learn about real estate investment? How am I going to learn about all these different asset classes when it comes to investing? Today, we're going to be sharing with you how, with little or no knowledge or with little or no involvement, you can actually start building wealth for yourself and your family. Also, if you're scared of the complexity and operational demand of investing, this conversation here is for you. Okay? You don't have to be scared because today I'm going to be unpacking how a group of people puts their heads together to create a solution where complexity is taken out of the window when it comes to investing. Okay. Also, a lot of us on this call today are busy professionals, meaning we have a job that we're doing, or we have a company we own or we operate. We have a family that we're dealing with. We have a lot of personal obligations. When with all of that, putting that into perspective, sometimes you don't have the time to think about how am I going to go invest? For example, a lot of us on this call, I'm sure some of us have invested in real estate in the past, or have been, or have heard about real estate investment in the past. The question is, do I have the time to deal with all the obligations I have with my family, my kids, my job, and still have time to go deal with tenant time at the toilet? If you're somebody that's scared about all of those things, again, I say today, you're in for a treat. And we're going to be sharing with you how you can basically leverage a platform to actually achieve some of the things that you want to achieve when it comes to investment in real estate. So, there are certain things in this life you will never see. Today, we're going to be showing you some of the things that a lot of people in the marketplace will not show you. We're going to be demoing live. You're going to be seeing live data. because we in our ecosystem, we've seen a lot of people do a lot of talk about a lot of big game, but a lot of people don't show you what's actually real and what's happening. Today, we're not just only going to show you, we're also going to give you access to something that usually is not available to individuals like us, people that are busy professionals minding their business. Asset class that is designed for only institutional investors, or asset that is designed for ultra wealthy individuals. Today, Exact Capital and our group of investors, we are bringing you the access that usually you don't get to see, um, or you don't have a preview of. Okay. By the end of this session today, my hope is that something in your mind changes, where you're able to see investing as not something that's going to take a lot of your time, as something that's not going to be, that's not too complicated, as something that you can actually reach, touch, be a part of. Today, I want to make sure as we finish this conversation today, you see yourself as being somebody that can actually build wealth without the overwhelming burden that comes with thinking about it. Okay. Now, who am I and why am I at this stage right now talking to you about how you can build wealth, how you can take away complexity, how you can have time for your family, how you can actually get to retire with dignity. My name is Tenny Tolofari. I'm one of the founders of Excite Capital. There's a typo right here. So that's my today I'm being Dr. Julius Oni. Dr. Julius Oni is our CEO and one of the founders. My name is Tenny Tolofari, and I'm the Chief Growth Officer and Head of Acquisition. And of course, Leslie Awasam is the Chief Operation Officer and one of the founders of Excite Capital. So you see these three gentlemen here. One day we were sitting and we had a conversation and we had a dream. And that dream was, how do we take away the complexity of investing when it comes to real estate? I've never met anybody that says, I don't want to invest in real estate. A lot of us at the back of our mind know that we need to somehow get involved in real estate because there's a stat that says a lot of people build wealth or hold their wealth in real estate, a lot of the billionaires. So if you're at the back of our mind, we want to do that. And there's a lot of this barrier, time consuming, tenants, termite, toilet, the complexity of managing the property, the complexity of finding the deals and all of that stuff. If all of that becomes a barrier, a lot of people end up not doing anything. They end up just leaving their money in their old retirement account to just be taking dust, like a money there forgotten. Or they have money in a savings account they want to grow, and that money is just there and it's giving them 0.5% return. Even though at the back of their mind, they know that they want to deploy it somewhere. So, what these three individuals decided to do was to create a solution. And that solution is what you're going to be seeing here today. How you can be a part of a movement of building wealth without the whole complexity that comes with investing. So, what have we done in the past? Exact Capital was created in 2019. Since our inception, we've acquired $217 million of assets under management, meaning we've bought properties valued at $217 million of assets. Now, it's not just because of those three individuals we have handsome faces. Nah, it's because we have a community of investors that believes in building wealth, that believes in getting access to assets that usually are not available to busy professionals. That's how we're able to come together to buy $217 million of assets together. Also, you see that 8.8 million, $8.1 million, that's 100% passive to investors. Meaning, you see how we talked about folks that are overwhelmed with the complexity of investing, folks that are worried about time, folks that are worried about looking for assets and dealing with tenant time at the toilet. All of those guys didn't have to worry about that $8.1 million distribution that came to their bank account. All they needed to do was to be a part of this movement, do their due diligence, and put their money to work. That their old retirement account that was just sitting there topping dust, or the amount of money they want to grow in real estate, they put it to work and sit back and receive distribution. Now, I'm still talking, but in a minute, I'm going to stop talking. I'm going to start showing you live data so that you actually see data that back a lot of the things I'm saying. And that's why I said today you are in for a treat, because I'm going to make sure you get access to a lot of these information and you see it live for yourself. And what you're seeing right now is a case study of a deal that we did where we bought a deal, we went in, we added value to the deal. Now, a lot of times people ask me, why should I invest in an asset? The question is, what kind of asset are you invested in? Are you investing in an asset that you can add value to, so that when you add value to it, people are willing to exchange their money for the value that you added to it? If, if the answer is yes, of course you want to invest. That's what we did for this particular project. If you compare that the investment that a lot of our investors did on that project and the S&P 500, this is real stats right here. If somebody invested, because we bought that deal in April of 2021 and sold it in December of 2022, if somebody invests that same $100,000 in the View St. Andrews and invests that in the S&P 500, this is the difference in returns that you get. In the View St. Andrews, you get about $148,000 compared to the $105,000 in the S&P 500. In addition to that, you get I think in this deal we had about over 40% tax savings, because a lot of people think about building wealth and they think about, oh, I just want to grow my money. A lot of people don't think about, if I grow that money, how am I going to make sure I don't pay a lot of money in taxes? There's a saying that one of our presidents, he made a lot of money, several billion dollars of assets in real estate, and he pays $500 in taxes. You all know his name. The reason why is because he made a lot of money in real estate, like I just showed you guys right now, and then he has what's called depreciation. With that, he was able to reduce his tax burden. So in addition to a lot of investors in the View making $148,000, and I'm going to show you guys exactly how that happened, a lot of those investors were able to reduce their tax burden by about 40% as well. Okay? So it's not about making money, it's about making money and actually keeping it as well. This is the return metrics, like I mentioned, on the View St. Andrews. We bought this deal in April of 2021. We projected 18.5% return to investors. We actually delivered 29.97, close to 30%. Meaning, if you invest $100,000, you're walking away on a yearly basis with close to $30,000. Again, I'm going to show you. Now I'm still talking. How exactly we're able to do that? Because sometimes people just come and they show you numbers, you get confused. No, there's no confusion in this one. You're going to see it live. I'm going to log into a portal that houses all the data about all of these investments I'm talking about, and you can see it by yourself how exactly we're able to accomplish this particular objective, like I mentioned. Okay. And of course, our portfolio, we have about 8 different deals we've done so far. And we have our 9th acquisition that I'm going to be sharing with you all here in a minute. Like I said, you guys are a treat. You're going to see how it's done, and then you have an opportunity to be a part of an amazing opportunity that we currently have for a lot of investors that are looking to want to reduce the tax burden and, of course, build wealth as well. Now, a lot of you that are joining us from outside of the United States, this presentation might be for you to just increase your money, get a significant amount of returns on your money. Now, before I show you an on-site visit on one of the assets that we're exploring right now that you can invest in and be 100% passive, let me show you. I said I was going to show you guys exactly how we did it. If you guys can see my screen right now, I'm about to log into a database called CoStar. As you can see, the first thing you see is all about real estate. Jerome Powell and everything about commercial real estate. What you're about to get access to right now, because you signed up for this portal, you're in for a treat, because the information you're about to see right now is not open to the public. Meaning, for you to get access to this database, you have to be paying a significant amount of money. Except Capital is paying over $36,000 to get access to this information. So that's why I say you guys are in for a treat, because right now you're seeing live data. And what I'm about to show you right now is how we were able to deliver 29.97% average annual return to investors. And 100% of that is passive, meaning the tenants, they did not look for the property. The investors did not look for the property. They did not manage the property. They did not deal with tenants. They did not deal with termites. They did not deal with toilet. They did not deal with the headache of anything. They just invested their capital and they got their return. So I'm going to log in here. I'll show you guys a couple of things, okay? And the project I'm talking about right now is called the View at St. Andrews. Tenny, why did you, out of all the projects that's in the United States of America, how did you guys find the View at St. Andrews? It's called relationships. When we started this business, one of the first things we did was, so how do we build relationship with the guys that actually sell these deals? That's first. And then two, what markets are we going to build this relationship in? And one of the markets we identified was Columbia, South Carolina. Columbia, South Carolina is a market that we observed that had one, they have good jobs, especially in the area where we're about to buy this asset. They have good jobs, good schools. People in the property are making money, meaning the median household income is growing, crime is low, and most importantly, these particular assets had room for we to come in and add value. Because, like I said earlier, people will exchange money for value. The higher the value you're giving, the more significant the money they pay. I'm going to show you exactly how we were able to give investors almost 30% average annual return on their investment. If you look at sales data here, you will see here that Excite Capital Investment with our investors, we acquired this deal here in April of 2021 for 12.55 million, right? And then in December of 2022, we sold it for $17.8 million to the Spain companies. Excite Capital, what did you guys do to make $5.3 million in profits in 21 months? It's pretty simple. Value exchange. On this project, we observed that the exterior and the interior of the project need some kind of work. Immediately we got the asset, boom, we went right back to work. Say, okay, let's see how we can make sure that everybody that's living in this community knows that there's a new investor in town that's going to take care of them first. And then when we take care of them, guess what? They'll take care of us. So we went in and boom, we went to work. We power washed the siding of the property. We rebranded the property from Churchill at St. Andrews to the View at St. Andrews. Think about the name, the View at St. Andrews has a striking name. The pool was not working. It had like green water in there. We came in, changed the pump, and everything became blue. Boom. They're like, man, who are these guys? We went in. This fence used to have a bunch of holes. We fixed all of them. These pool furnitures were all messed up. We fix them, make them look nice. Now they have a pool to go swim. They don't have to go to the beach anymore. We have a beach in our apartment, right? Also, there was a lot of kids on the property. They did not have a playground. We installed playground for the kids. This clubhouse was nowhere to recon with. Everybody stays outside. They really don't want to come in here because it's completely crappy. We came here, we spent some money, and we made it look nice. We actually got a beautification award after we were done with this particular clubhouse. They did not have gym on the property. We installed gym. Guess what? We've not asked the tenant for a dime yet. We're adding value to the community, and they are seeing it. Just like right now, you are seeing what we've done on this project and how we're able to give investors return. Also, after we're done from the exterior perspective, we made it look nice. We went into the interior and renovated about 33 of the units. When we were done, this is the magic that happened. If we go to analytics and go to data, guys, this is the secret of building wealth in America. Check here. We bought this deal April of 2021. The rent was $960. When we sold the deal in December of 2022, which is Q4, the rent became $1238. Because we were able to exchange this value that we added to the property, these tenants were willing to pay extra $200 and something a month for rent. And that is how we were able to keep expense flat and we were able to increase the revenue on the asset. And the Spain company came and saw and said, you guys have added value to this property. I'm willing to buy it. And look at what the Spain company has done since we sold it. They've increased rents to $1584. Somebody in the chat, please guess how much they're looking to sell this deal right now. If you're paying attention, Just guess. Remember, we bought it for 12.55. We sold it for 17.8 in 21 months. Since 2022, the Spain company has had the property to 2025 now, and they've increased rent to 1584. Can somebody just guess how much these guys are looking to sell this deal right now? I'm looking at it in the chat. Let me see if anybody is paying attention. I got 18 to 20 million. Anybody else? That's a really good guess, James. 30 million. Okay, let's go. That's good. You're very generous, Abimbola. 15 million. Oh, the price dropped. No, Kisha, the value went up because of the rent went up. The value is based on the income. Adi, 22 million. Okay. Adi, you have insider tip. Adi, you have insider tip. So, guys, this property right now, the seller is trying to sell it for 22 million, guys. Remember, we bought it for 12.55 million. We came in, added value to it, and we increased the rent a little bit, and we sold it. Right now, they're looking to sell it for 22 million. Guys, that's how people build wealth in America. You buy a property, you add value to it, and you sell it. If there's no way for you to add value to a property, or for you to organically increase the rent on the property, or for you to do something to increase the revenue on multifamily properties, then it's not what an investment. And when I say multifamily properties, I'm talking about 100 plus apartment unit, meaning a lot of families, about 132 families can live on this particular property. That's what I mean by apartment buildings. And that's why when you increase the rent, the value of the asset goes up significantly. Now, this is one amongst all the deals that we've done that we bought. This is one that we bought. We projected 18% return to investors and we delivered almost 30% in 21 months. I'm going to be showing you guys an example of another deal that we just did recently with our community of investors that usually they don't want us to have access to. But today, everybody on this call is going to get access to an institutional grade asset that normally you will not get access to. That's why I told you guys when we started, we're not just going to tell you, we're going to show you and give you access to it. So get ready to get access to a deal that normally is only available to the ultra wealthy. So I'm going to show you one more example of one of the assets that we just did and how that puts us and our investors on the map as institutional players. Okay. Guys, you're seeing live demo. This is nobody in the industry does what Excite Capital does. Nobody will go in and show you a historic data of who owns it, how much they paid for it. No, because they're scared. Some of them have things to hide. We're showing you live. You're seeing it live. This data is live right here. Okay. As you can see here, this is March 6th of 2025. Excite Capital, we bought this deal with our community of investors. A lot of us in these calls, we all came together and we bought this deal for $49.1 million. Excite Capital bought it, and the buyer type is institutional. What does that mean? It means that we and our community of investors, we are now recognized as investors that can buy from pension funds, life insurance company, um, real estate investment trusts, REITs, and of course, private equity firms. We became a company that is C, that with our community of investors, we can buy a lot of these deals and the investors will make money. When you sit down in the city, wherever you're living at, and you look out the streets and you see a lot of buildings, that's what I'm talking about. You now can have a piece of that. You now can own a piece of it. Where when you walk on that street, you can say, I own a piece of that property. Something that we busy professionals did not believe we could ever do. When I came to the United States of America, up until we started Excite Capital, it was not something I could believe I could ever do. But guess what? We are doing it together today. And I'm going to be, again, from here, I'm going to be giving you guys access to this deal and how you guys can take advantage of it as well. All right. So guess what? Once we did this deal, word went out, the marketplace knew that Excite Capital is on the map. Our investors are on the map. We're now institutional players. Guess what happened? a lot of opportunities started coming our way. And I'm going to show you the latest and the most newest deal we've ever bought as a company and as a group of investors playing in the US real estate market. Adi, if you don't mind, can you please share with the team? Actually, I think I can do it myself here.
We're here,
Give me one second.
Conyers, Georgia, 128 unit, the Rise Apartments. They were going to be taking this down with a group of investors. That could be you too. So come join the ownership group of this amazing asset.
Let's go, let's go, let's go. Hey, listen, if you're on the sideline, get in because we're taking this down. The Rise Apartments, you got it.
We're here for.
So this particular asset is in Atlanta. And if anybody know about Atlanta, it's one of the fastest growing city in the United States. So we're buying deals in Atlanta, and when we're buying deals, we want to make sure it's accessible to the airport. It's accessible to a lot of amenities. This one is 35 minutes away
We're
from
here
the
for due
airport.
diligence. Today's day 1 of 2. And as you can see, brand new 2022 property, 128 units, amazing. Roof looks good, landscaping looks good. Looks like a really clean property.
The individual I just mentioned, something on the screen now said, this is a brand new 2022 build deal. It's an off market, as you can see on the screen, it's off market. What does that mean? It means that out of all the buyers that buy these big deals in the marketplace, they called us and say, would you guys take this deal down? I would say, yes. Let's look at the numbers. We spent 2 days on this asset. Guys, you would not be seeing this asset right now. You will not be getting access to this asset right now if we had not done that 2 days due diligence to make sure all the things we've heard is actually true. Because when you invest in a deal like this, you're believing that we have done the work to make sure it's a great investment for you and your family. So we spend 2 days on the assets with a whole team of people, which you're going to be seeing right now in a second. We go through every significant details on the asset to make sure when you invest on the asset, it's a great asset. And again, it's a brand new asset.
Not just inspecting the property, but also inspecting the neighborhood as well. We want to see what's going on in the neighborhood to make sure that there's enough opportunity here.
Guys, what you see on the screen right now is the return profile on this deal. So I know we have a lot of international investors here. The tax savings is not applicable to because it's really applicable to the US investors. But what you can do as an international investor, because Exact Capital is a global company, you can take advantage of the 15 to 18% annualized return. On this deal, actually, we're projecting a 16.1% annualized return. What does that mean? It means if somebody or any one of you invests 100 grand, $100,000, you're going to make $16,000 a year on your money over 5 years. And that $16,000 comes in two forms. It's from the cash flow that the property is producing on a yearly basis and the profit that we make when we sell the deal. For example, on that deal that I showed you that we made 29.97%, we projected 18%. And that 18% was 7% a year they were making. And then when we sold the deal for profit, they walked away with 29.97 annualized return, yearly return. On this one, conservatively, we're projecting 16.1% a year on your money. And when it's all said and done, our goal is to under promise and over deliver. 16.1% is the lowest you can make on this particular asset. And again, by the time I'm done here, I'm going to be giving every one of you access to this deal. You can go and review all the details of the deal, ask any question that you have, and then commit an amount that you think that will make sense for you and your family as of this point. And then you go ahead and do your due diligence. And once you're done with your due diligence, if the deal makes sense, come along, let's go, let's take it down. And if it doesn't make sense, of course, you can pass on it. The deal is going to be filling up pretty fast because it's a smaller deal compared to what we paid for our other deal. We paid that one $49.1 million. This one is a $25.3 million deal. So the raise is very, very small. And I think we're 85% subscribed already. So you go in there. I'm going to walk you guys through it. Go in there, reserve your spot, do your due diligence, and if everything checks out, then you fund the deal and then you can sit back and let's get to work for you, where you can enjoy this passive return. Again, it's 100% passive.
We're going to be going through the financials of the property, scrubbing it line by line to make sure that everything matches what we've been told. That includes the rent roll, the T12, the income statement, expenses, all that stuff.
Say, listen, if you're trying to buy a property, you have to do this. You have to come here, inspect every single aspect of the property. I'm talking about the roofs, the HVAC, even this right that you're seeing right here, the lawn, the grass, everything. Somebody needs to come and check it out and let us know if it's something that we need to spend money on.
Because we have to walk through every single unit. We have the roofers, the environmentalists, the plumbing. They're gonna do all their due diligence to make sure everything is on par with our underwriting.
Guys, also, we don't just buy a deal because it's an off-market deal, because they like us and our investors. No, we look at the fundamentals, demand and supply. Are people moving to this area because of jobs, like you can see on the screen? Or are people moving away? If people are moving to an area because they have jobs, guess what? They will need a place to stay. And that's where we all come together. We provide an asset like this that's affordable, that's clean, less deferred maintenance, and in a great neighborhood. And they will invest, they'll come and leave, and they pay the rent. And when they pay the rent, we all make money.
Built in 2022, looks beautiful. I've been around the building, looked at some of the units, looked around. I love what I see in the parking lot. And one of the things I love doing is going to see the dumpster area, because that usually tells me the kind of tenants that we have on the property, whether we have responsible or irresponsible tenants. And the dumpster area in this property look really clean. That's my hack. Some of our investors and longtime partners are here with us as well. So because our philosophy is to show you so you get to see it. This is not just about investing, it's about buying assets, holding properties that create value for you. So you're talking about limited supply coming online. It's a brand new property, low CapEx. We got potential to increase rent in the next coming years.
All right. So guys, this is the deal that today you have an opportunity to get access to that will help you increase your wealth while reducing your tax burden. Okay. So the Rise Apartments, you've seen it, is a 128 unit property, brand new asset built in 2022. I'm not going to go into significant details here. Again, it's for accredited investors only. As you can see, we look at a lot of things before we bring this investment to you. One is the location, the economics of the area, the employment diversity, and a lot of things that actually want people to live in this particular area. Home value is going up, crime is dropping, poverty is dropping, population is growing, median household value is going up, median household income is going up. These are some of the macroeconomic data that we look at before we choose the location to buy an investment. And of course, folks that are looking to invest and take advantage of the tax savings benefits on this particular deal, you invest $100,000 in 2026. You're going to get a tax savings of about $23,000 that you can apply to any passive income that you have in the United States. Also, there's a bill that's going to be passed soon, where this $23,000 might actually go to $40,000. Guys, you invest $100,000, that $100,000 is growing at 16%. Plus, you get a tax saving of $40,000. If you invest in crypto, in the stock market, I don't know what you're going to invest in. Yes, any of that thing that you people invest in. Not a lot of them have an opportunity for you to reduce your tax burden, especially here in the United States. You're not just only growing your wealth, you're also reducing your tax burden. So it's like double advantage. So your next steps, I'm going to be giving you guys access to the deal. Please, team, if you don't mind, please give the team, everybody on the call, access to the deal. Let them go in, reserve your spot. If everything sounds good to you, reserve your spot right now. Do your due diligence, and once everything checks out, please go ahead, fund this deal. We're anticipating to close it towards the end of July. We've started receiving funds right now, but we're looking to make sure our funds coming between June 20th and the first week of July. That's the funding timeline. If that works for you, please jump in, claim your spot, and make 2025 a great year for you and your family. Take away the complexity of investing, get access to real asset that you get direct access to, and start building wealth for yourself and your family. Now I'm going to pause right here. See if anybody have questions, please drop it on the chat. If you want to come online, and let's chat about this deal and any other questions that you might have. And what I'm going to do right now is actually walk you through how you can actually navigate the portal. If you drop the link, team, please drop the link, and I'll help them. I'll walk the team through how they can navigate the portal here. So when you click on that link, it will bring you to this page. What you want to do is to click. Let me sign out here. Am I on here? Oh. Is the screen showing for you guys, everybody? If it is, just click sign in. If you don't have an account, it's going to ask you to sign up. Okay. If you already have an account with the portal, this is not your first time investing with us. You probably have an account already, just sign in. But if this is your first time, please go ahead, do sign up, put in your first name, last name, and all of that stuff. I already have an account, so I'm just gonna sign in here. And of course, we have two-factor authentication on this portal. It's a secure portal where if you put in your information, it's private to you. And before we go here, please, if you have questions, please drop it on the chat. Let's address those questions as well as people try to log in into the portal. All right, I think we have some questions. Do we have questions, guys?
Yes, Tenny. James asking about the upcoming tax cuts, if they affect the tax savings, will I get it or not?
Absolutely. If they pass, I think the Senate passed it already, it went to the House. Once that passes, yes, you will be able to get the benefit of that. It will actually increase the amount of depreciation you get at the end of in 2026. Yes. So we're all going to benefit from it. It's a big one, guys. I know a lot of us are joining here because of the tax savings. We experienced it in 2021. There's another opportunity for you to get a significant amount of tax benefits right now as well. So again, like I said, you're not only going to build wealth, you're also going to reduce your tax burden, because it's not about how much you make. It's about how much you actually keep when you make that money. And a lot of these assets is how the wealthy stays wealthy, because they don't pay a lot of money in taxes. And now we all have access to it. It's right in front of you. Click on the link, go in, create an account, do your due diligence. And if it makes sense for your investment portfolio at this point in time and your family, I would highly recommend you go in and be a part of this community and start building wealth for yourself and your family. Any other question?
Not a question. Some people couldn't see your screen while you were sharing. So if you could just elaborate on what to do when you get in the portal.
Oh, so I don't need anybody in the portal. If you're in the portal, what you got to do is once you sign in, once you sign up, you go to click invest now. Once you click invest now, it's going to ask you to create a profile. You want to usually, in these deals, you can actually do individual, you can do LLC, you can do trust. But usually a lot of folks come in as an individual investor. Meanwhile, I mentioned something in my presentation earlier. Can I share my screen again? Let me share my screen one more time, guys. Adi, can you pull my screen up, please?
It's up.
Guys, what I'm about to show you right now, if you've not heard about it before, make sure you send me a cup of coffee, okay? Because I'm about to give you guys a big nugget right now, okay? So a lot of us, we're busy professionals. We go to work I used to work for Deloitte. I worked for Deloitte. I worked for Boeing. I had really great retirement account. But when I left Boeing, they told me that nobody's going to help me manage my money anymore, that I'm on my own. So that money was just sitting there with Fidelity. So when I became an investor, I started doing real estate. I did the research. Guys, look at my screen. A substantial amount of retirement saving, roughly 1.65 trillion, is held in a dormant account belonging to an estimate of 29.2 million individuals. These accounts become dormant when individuals change jobs and fail to consolidate or transfer their retirement funds. What does this mean? Guys, if you have a retirement account that's just sitting there, guys, you have the power to self-direct that investment or that money to an alternate investment, and you don't get to pay taxes or penalty. Let me repeat that, because when I say that, people say, oh man, if I go use that and invest in something else, I'm going to pay taxes or penalty. No. Everything I'm saying right now, you can Google it, just like I'm Googling right now. Like I said, if you've not heard about this before, make sure you send me my coffee, okay? 1.65 trillion, guys, with the T, is forgotten, meaning you left the job and the money just sitting there right now is in a shelf taking dust. Now, what can I do with that money? Check out this thing, guys.
Penny,
With
we
a
actually can't
self-directed
see your
retirement account,
screen.
that's individual. Why is
It's
that? I
just
can see
really
it.
blurry. We cannot read anything, just for the sake of our attendees.
Oh my goodness. What's that?
I think it's not you, it's
I-
just the internet connection. There's some problem across the US today, so that might be that's why your connection is affected.
Okay. So guys, what I'm sure, let me use English then. This is I'm saying, you can just Google it wherever you are. Let me just say it in plain English. You can just Google, what can I invest with my self-directed IRA, which is individual retirement account, self-directed individual retirement account. Meaning that money that is dormant, 1.65 trillion with a T, all of these individuals can roll that money to a self-directed IRA, and you have 90 different options of alternate investments that you can invest in. For example, I love oil and gas. At some point, I'm going to be investing in oil and gas. I can self-direct my retirement account to invest in oil and gas, and then I have to pay taxes or penalty on that money because I'm not distributing it. That's a key word. You're not distributing that into the money. That money goes right, when you get a distribution, it goes right back into that account. If some people are interested in oil and gas, some people are interested in precious metal like gold and silver, some people are cryptocurrency, guys. You can use your retirement account to invest in cryptocurrency, guys. It's available to you. On this deal, out of the 90, Excite Capital does only one, which is real estate. You can self-direct that money into an account and then you use it to invest. So some people will be like, oh, I want to invest, but I don't have the money. I know you say your minimum is $50,000 and that can go all the way to $1.3 million. I don't have the capital. How am I going to invest? Guys, if you've forgotten a retirement account that's out there sitting now, you can actually grow that money over time. And you can use real estate or anything that you like. Just Google what you want to. Just say, what can I invest with my self-directed IRA? You see a whole lot of options. Okay, I don't have to list them to you. You can Google it. All right. But Excite Capital have a platform right now where you can use your retirement account to invest in real estate. In addition to that, you can use cash as well. Guys, please, if you have a savings account that you're using for emergency fund, please, that capital is not for this kind of investments. This investment is for money that you're looking to grow. You want to invest and grow your money in real estate, but you don't want the headache. You don't want to deal with tenants. You don't want to deal with toilets. You don't want to deal with finding property. I had a conversation with an individual 2 days ago, and he said, I've been looking for a property for 8 months. Now you don't have to worry about it. Go and do your job. We'll help you find a property that gives you all the benefit that comes with real estate. And you can sit down, spend time with your family, go on vacation, and you get passive return. And that is what we are offering you here today. And this is what you can take advantage of. Okay. So again, go into the portal. My team is going to drop the link on the portal on the screen. Go in there, create an account, reserve your spot on the deal. And then if you have questions, about how to do this self-directed IRA stuff, please drop your name or your information in the chat and say I need help. We'll make sure my team gets help to you ASAP and give you some guidance on how you can navigate all of these things. I know some of these things are new to you. We're here to help you. We're here to be a guide. Okay. All right. Any other
Kenny,
question, guys?
yeah, Kenny, Dennis Barnes is asking, could you shed light on tax implications for international investors?
So if you have treaty with the US, the tax burden is going to be on your side on wherever country you're investing from. We're going to give you the distribution we're projecting. Let's say you invest $100,000, we're going to give you that distribution, which comes in two forms: from a cash flow of 6% a year that is distributed every quarter. Meaning, if you invest 100 grand, you're looking at $6,000 a year, and that is going to be distributed every quarter, which is like 1,500 every quarter. That money is going to come to your bank account from wherever you're investing from, and then in your country, you have to worry about taxes over there. Again, with your unique situation, please reach out to us. We can have a conversation or talk to your financial advisor in your country that you want to invest in the U.S. market. You want to take advantage of institutional grade assets in the U.S. How can I minimize my tax burden? And they will give you guidance. Again, I'm not a CPA, but based on what we've heard and consulted with our tax advisors, these are some of the guidance that you can use. So to answer your question, talk to your CP in your city. But we're going to give you the distribution we promised, and then you worry about taxes wherever you are. Okay. Any other question?
Kenny, one more from Tatisha Pearson. She brought up the topic of UBIT, that how UBIT works on this. So if you want to touch something on the unrelated business income tax.
Unrelated business income tax. That is, I think that has to do with real estate depreciation recapture, right, Leslie?
She wrote something though. Do you want to read the chat?
Yeah, she exactly
see.
writes the account has to be self-directed for it to work. Most W-2 workers' accounts are not self-directed.
The account has to be
And-
self-directed for it to work. Hold on, I got it. The account has to be self-directed for it to work. Most W-2 workers' accounts are not self-directed. Most importantly, they will have better tax benefits with 401k account. Please keep in mind a few with unrelated business tax income. If we invest with right, is the money for only this property or for any other properties? So for UBIT related conversation, I think that's for like you're talking about 401k and the taxes implication when you use your retirement account to invest. So for folks that are worried about that, you can either use a solo 401k. With solo 401k, again, some of these things, so you can chat GPT it. Solo 401k, which is something that we can help with as well. You can use the solo 401k to invest. Again, this is your old retirement account, not your active retirement account. So use solo 401k. With solo 401k, you can avoid UBIT taxes completely. Okay. So let's have a conversation, Tasha, and then we can talk with our self-directed guys, and they can work with you on how to navigate that as well. And then if we invest with Rise, so yes, you're investing in Just Rise. So what we do is we buy deals individual basis. So we have a deal, you invest in that deal, you get a return on that deal. When we sell it, we dissolve the LLC that holds the deal, and then we move on to the next one. And when you're investing, you're not investing in Excite Capital. So when we buy these deals, we create an LLC, and you own a piece of that LLC, and that LLC holds the assets. Okay, that's how it works. Any other question, guys?
Yes, there is one more. If we invest in the Rise, is the money only for this property, or are there any other properties the company is acquiring?
Yes, I just answered that. So it's for only the Rise. Yes, I answered that already.
Oh, sorry about that. Okay, someone else is typing.
Danny, sorry, Danny, can I send one light on tax application? Again, please, if you have a unique situation, reach out to us directly and we can answer your question directly if you don't feel comfortable. But please drop your questions. We're here to answer those questions as much as possible. And this is the time you play some music in the background, you know, while people are typing and people are thinking about questions.
All right. You got it, Tinny.
Guys, to get access to the poll is right there. Go in there, reserve your spot on the deal, ask us all the questions you have, and we will make sure we address them. Again, if you're not comfortable asking the questions here, please you can reach out to us directly and we'll answer those questions. And I have 4 more minutes with you guys. I have a call coming up at the top of the hour. So please drop your question. And again, go in there, reserve your spot. And if we're not able to get to your question here, reach out to us directly and we'll answer those questions directly, okay?
All right, we got a question. Are you planning to keep the property long term? What's the long term plan for this property?
That's a really good question. Our plan on this property, can you imagine a 2022 built property doesn't have a smart entry? They have key. We're going to change that. We're going to go into this property. We're going to change everything to smart. We're going to bring in the tech package. And when we do that, we're going to ride the economic growth of the market. We're going to maximize the income from pets and valley trash. And we're going to try to reduce our expenses, which we identify the properties is overpaying for a lot of stuff. And then we'll hold it for 5 years. We're getting the debt for 5 years. After 5 years, we'll sell. We'll sell. Everybody take their money, enjoy themselves. Or they move it to another deal. Because we're always going to be looking for deals that when we're selling, we can 1031, where the base, for example, this deal, somebody invested $100,000. When it's all said and done, you're looking at walking away with about $180,000. That $180,000 now become a base for a new deal if you do a 1031. And that's another way you avoid taxes as well. You do a 1031 and you continue to grow that money. Also, I'm an international corporation investor via a holding company. I'd like to know if you guys have any experience dealing with funds from abroad, especially repatriation of funds when deals are closed. So we have a blocker that we created for this purpose. So all the international investors, we created a blocker, a Delaware-based blocker, where investment come through to that blocker. When we distribute funds back, we distribute through the Delaware entity back to the investment that is coming from the account that is coming from through that blocker. So yes, we created a structure to be able to make sure you get your distribution back to the corporation that you're using to invest. Udemy, yes. Guys, I have 1 more minute. If you have a question, please drop it. Hope Tatisha, I answered your question. Yes, we're going to hold for 5 years and we'll sell. And then we'll 1031 to another deal if you want to continue to invest, or you go and enjoy your money. If there's no more question, guys, thank you so much. Yes, please go ahead, follow up with me. We can set up a call. Guys, please follow up with Udemy, and then we can get on a call. Sorry if I'm butchering your name. We can get on a call and have a conversation. Guys, please, you can be anywhere in the world. You're here with us today. We don't take it for granted. Today, you've been able to see that you too have access to the deals that are only available to institutional players in the United States. Today, we all have access to it, and it's right here in front of you. Guys, if you have any question, again, reach out to our team. We appreciate you for being here with us. Have a beautiful day. Take care, everybody.